So I made a game. Again. This time in Unreal. And I don't know Unreal. And I made a game anyway. So I guess I'm here to tell you that you can do stuff. You don't need to know stuff. Just do stuff. It will work out. Unless it's surgery or like architecture. How did this happen? This is what this video is about. I guess mostly the video is to remind future big developer Julie what it was like to make her first game in Unreal. But you guys can watch too. I don't mind. So one day I was like, what if I make a game, an entire game, in an engine that I never made a game in, and in just one stream? Spoilers, I didn't end up making the game in one stream, it took me 3. But since the plan was to make the game in just one stream, I thought, what would be the smallest possible piece of program I can call a game? What do I need? A win condition. So something you touch and you get a win screen. So a win screen. You probably need a lose screen. Probably should have a retry button in it. That's already too much. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Unreal. It has a very good, or like good, built-in character controller, first-person character controller. So I thought I was gonna use that for all of my controls and like mechanics and stuff. Just last week, after learning Blender for a year, I learned that this tool existed in sculpting. And I learned how to make rocks using it. So that was the first thing that I wanted to have in the game, rocks and mountains. And I thought it would be awesome to have a game made entirely out of objects I made myself. I got mountains to serve as walls. I made 2 platforms. Could have done with 1. I don't know why I made 2. I don't understand the concept of minimum viable product, I guess. And I made a thing for you to collect at the end of the level. Why it's a croissant, I have no idea. Don't ask me why it's a golden croissant. Why at the end of the game it's a rotating golden croissant. No idea. Oh, it's a rotating croissant! Wow! Okay, so I checked my VODs, Twitch VODs. It took me 4 hours, 30 minutes to successfully model and export rocks. Well, and, you know, all the assets. 4 of them. I'm a noob. I never said that I'm not a noob. After that, I made a simple level, figured out colliders, and it was time to do something I've never done before again. Widgets. I made 2 widgets, one for when you win the game and one for when you die. I learned how to add a button to a widget, which I've never done before either, but that's the theme of the video, I guess. You've understood that by now. Just trying things that are never done before. On a time crunch. Game dev in a nutshell. Probably not. Other people probably know what they're doing, right? Probably. I'm not looking at anything in particular here. I'm just looking away from the camera because eye contact is difficult. After that, I figured out how to make the widgets appear on screen after something happens. So you pick up a croissant and you get a win screen. I'm doing this using blueprints, by the way. I don't think I've mentioned. I'm learning blueprints. A lot of things are still a mystery. So yeah, if you see something truly horrifying happening with my blueprints on screen, that's because I'm just learning and I don't know how to do stuff. So for this project, since I had a very limited time, if it worked, it was good enough. At that point, the win condition was done, and I started working on a lose condition? That's not a thing, right? On a thing that kills you. The floor. Lava. Don't step in lava. That will hurt. And you're gonna respawn in the game. Not in real life. I made the floor this submissive material, and it was actually shining. It's not RTX, but it's Lumen, the new lighting thing. That's almost like RTX in Unreal 5. And it actually makes everything around it like orangey red color. Very cool, very impressed so far. The reason why I'm trying Unreal in the first place, by the way. It took a while for me to figure out how to make the floor rise because of all the colliders in the mountains, off the mountains, around. So I needed to make those into triggers, but that didn't work, so I ended up making the floor into trigger. But there's a problem with that you see the widget appear when you touch the floor, but you keep falling because it's not a separate scene, it's just a widget drawn over it. So we keep falling. I don't know if that's bad. Tell me, because that's still happening in my game at this moment. So tell me how bad it is. In my other big game that I made by myself before, Juliversary, I have a video about it here or here, I don't know, somewhere. There was no quit the game button there. And people were like, Julie, can we quit the game, please? And I was like, no. So this time I added quit the game button only after you won the game, though, because, like, it's an easy game. Get the croissant. After that, I will let you go. Without it, no. There is only try again. I added try again button, by the way. If you died, it respawned you. I was trying to figure out how to restart the level, and turns out there is no restart level functionality, but I thought there was because I created a custom event called restart level, and I made it call function restart level that turned out to be that custom event. So I made my first infinite loop. Pro developer now. And my Twitch chat managed to not yell at me for like 40 minutes while I was figuring out what was wrong. No, what? No, what? Uh-huh. Huh? The last thing I did was making a croissant rotate, because what golden croissant doesn't? Have you ever seen a golden croissant that doesn't rotate? Me neither, so it needed to be rotating. Also, it would be lovely if it would be like hovering a little bit in the air, up and down, but that involves sine function? Sin function? Sine function? English is confusing. And I was not ready to get into it. For the next level, I will probably. And packaging. That was a hassle. Funniest thing, I mean, for me, it was weird, but the thing that prevented the packaging from happening was Quixel Bridge, which I wasn't using, so I just disabled it, and it packaged fine. So I released the game on my itch.io. You can see it, you can play it there. And I made a game in 3 days, and you can see it for yourself, and you can tell me what you think. And I'm gonna make the next one, or rather I'm gonna make the next level. It's gonna be about cherry pies now. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if to finish the level, you wouldn't have to touch one croissant, but collect multiple pastries? That's the plan for the next week. This is where I tell you that it was fun, and you can do it. If I can do it, I made a game. I can call it a game. I don't know. There is a win condition. There is a lose condition. It's a game, and I made it. And if I did, you can do too. Sounds like game dev propaganda. Oh yeah, and the community member is already speedrunning the game, and his current world record is 8 seconds. So if you beat the game faster, tell me about it. Or join our Discord and tell him about it. And tell everyone about it. We have Discord to just hang out and be a community and share what we're working on. That's a cool place to join if you wanted to. I'd be happy to have you. Next video is going to be about the next level. So if you're interested, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! So, I'm alive. I've still been streaming on Twitch this whole time. This is an update. This is a Julie. This is an update. And, I mean, what was my point?